Well, good morning, students. This is Mr. Lopez again. We're on Thursday, April the 9th. It is our last day of the week. You do not have any virtual classes on Friday. So today will be the last day. So let's go ahead and review 14.2. Before I move on, we do have some interesting news. Next week, we'll be starting a new phase for our distance learning. We're going to have virtual classroom meetings. So you'll be able to log in to an invite that I give you. We're going to be able to see each other, talk to one another, be able to see the screen that I have. It's going to be a multitude of interaction between us. It's going to be new. So on Monday, we're going to log in at 10:30. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 10:30 to 11:30, we're going to conduct a virtual classroom where it's more of face-to-face interaction. It's something new. We're going to spend the most part of Monday getting everyone logged in and taking care of any bugs or any technical issues that we may have. So be ready for that. I will be sending an email soon to your parents guiding you through the process. So that'll be coming soon. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at our subtraction strategies here. Which one strategy that we're using. So here we have a question here with Jan and Dave. They're having a penny race. We know that Dave will win this race if he gets 40 pennies more than Jan. I know how many pennies Dave's got. I know how many Jan received. So if I subtract that, 172 from 213, I get 41. Okay, so is it more than 40? Yes. So which one makes sense here? Well, Jan wins. That's not right because Jan didn't win. Another one, Jan wins, cannot be here. So it's between these two. Be very careful because Dave wins because he finds more pennies than Jan. Yes, he does win. But the word more doesn't answer this one here because he has to find at least 40 more. Because more can just be one more than Jan. And if you look at D, D is the more correct answer. Dave wins because he finds 41 more pennies than Jan. And yes, he did. Okay? Because he got 41 and he only needed to get 40. So just subtract those two. Okay, the next one's about a basketball. So if we look at Kyle's basketball team score 62, that's what the team scored. This team together, we know that the rest of the team without Kyle scored 51. And I want to know how many points Kyle scored, so I subtract those two numbers and I get 11. 51 minus 62. 62 minus 51. Here we have another one with Susie has 86 songs on her digital music player. Xavier has 112, but then he deletes 18. How many more songs does Xavier have than Susie? Well, I have to first get how many songs he has after he subtracted those 18 to get the count first. And this is a 0, 12, 8, that's 6. Okay. I'm sorry. That's 4. Sorry, what am I doing? It's 4. This is 10 minus 1. It's 94. So now he has 94. And I know Susie has 86. So now I subtract those two. And this is an 8. This is a 14. 6 minus 14. And your answer is 8. And lo and behold, here it is. Okay. So first I have to subtract the 18 songs that Xavier deleted. Then I use that number and subtract 86, and it'll tell me how many more he got. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the Texas test prep. 87 sunflowers in the shop in the morning, so 87 in the morning. And there were 56 left at the end of the day. How many sunflowers were sold? So at the end of the day, there were 56. They started off with 87, so now I subtract those two. That'll tell me how many were sold. 31. Simple, simple, simple. Good job, y'all. Very good work. Hope everyone has a restful week. Okay, now we're going to our strip diagrams. And again, they give you all the information that you need to plug in here. Everything's here. There were 285 visitors at the art show on Sunday. There it is. There were 173 visitors at the art show on Friday. There it is. Now here's your question. How many more visitors were at the art show on Sunday than on Friday? So you have your data here. And fill this in like this. When you subtract 173 from 285, you get 112. Okay? So that's how you set this up. And everything's given to you here. That's why we do those steps, so you can go through the logical process of getting those complete. So next one, we're using a table. So again, you can use whichever one of these helps you. How many more oranges than melons were sold? That's easy. So how many more oranges than melons were sold? So there was 435 oranges, and there were 212 melons. So I subtract those two, and I get 223. Okay, I just have to use that. Okay, the next one. How many fewer peaches than grapefruits and melons combined were sold at the market? So I'm looking at peaches by itself and grapefruits and melons combined. So, well, grapefruits and melons is right here, and combined means I have to add those. So combined, there's 9, 5, 559, and 218 of the peaches. Subtract those two, and I get 341. The key was adding these two first, and then subtracting the peaches. Okay, adding these two first. That was the key right there. Hopefully you got that. Look at the next one. The next one is writing a subtraction word problem. Again, they're going to differ here. Everyone's going to create a different one here. So as long as you have something subtracting from another, how many more oranges were sold in peaches, or how many more grapefruit that were sold in melons, anything of that sort. Okay, so long as you have a subtraction question there, you're good. Let's look at the last. Okay, so Jenna scores 87 points. Bowling, Carl scores 35 fewer. So how many points does Carl score? How many points is, so Jenna scores 87. Carl scored 35 fewer, so I subtract 35 from 87. 87 minus 35. And you get what? 52. Okay, the next one. Toy Store has 78 action figures. At the end of the day, 52 action figures are left. How many action figures were sold? This is just like the question we had dealing with the flower shop. Okay, so you subtract 52 from 78, and your answer is 26. Because you know how many were at the beginning, and then how many were at the end, and knowing that, you can. So on number 7, there are 278 people in a movie theater. Of those people, 145 are adults, and the rest are children. How many children are there? So you have the total here, 278. You subtract this one, 185, and when you subtract that, you get 133. So it should look like this, whichever strategy you use. Minus 145. Simple subtraction. And your answer is 133. The next one, there are 295 people at a softball game. Of those people, 153 are adults, and the rest are children, just like this one, exactly the same. You subtract 153 from 295, and your answer is 142. Very simple. And hopefully you're seeing the pattern here. The next ones are multi-step. A market has 23 gift baskets of red apples and 35 gift baskets of green apples. If the market sells 29 baskets, how many baskets are left? Okay, so you have to add those two first. When you add those two, you get what, 58? Okay. If the basket, they sold 29, and subtract that, it's 4. 18 minus 9 is 9, and your answer is 29. The key was adding these two first, and then subtracting 29. The next one, there are 27 girls and 19 boys at the library. 15 students leave to go to class. Okay, how many students are left? Well, the first thing you have to do is get your total of how many students you have. You add that. 16, 2, 4, it's 46. And how many leave? 19. So 46 and 19 leave. And your answer is what? Oh, I'm doing this wrong. Hold on. I'm sorry. Let's do this again. There are 27 girls and 19 boys. 15 students leave to go to the class. Oh, did I do something wrong here? 27 plus 19 6, 2, 3, 4. That's 46. 15 students leave. This is the error here. I was subtracting 19 again. 15 students leave, so I subtract 15. That was my problem there. 131 is my answer. And notice how I was doing the error that I did right now. I was using this number, so it's very important. I was trying to go a little bit too fast, so I apologize for that. Well, thank you. Hope everyone has a great afternoon. Take your quiz now. Review this. Take your quiz afterwards, and hopefully you do very well.